name is Owenaze Blessing Ella. I'm the CEO of Unique Prela Schools. I grew up in an average family. We were 11 in numbers.
Wow.
We had 10 boys and myself.
Wow.
Hello, welcome to Up Close and Personal, a day in the life of a CEO, where we bring to you everything you need to know about your CEO.
My mother was a businesswoman. She had a shop in Balogun, so I loved trading. As I was growing up, I was really interested in trading. My father was a naval officer, so but being the girl in the house, I was always the one doing most of the house chores. I was the second to the last child. So a humble background, a lot of discipline because I had a lot of brothers, no going out, no mixing with a lot of other girls was difficult for me. They will never allow me to mix with other people. I was always indoor. It's either I was reading novel or I was teaching the children in the compound where I grew up. So I became a teacher as early as when I was in primary 3. I was teaching those smaller ones that were not going to school, their ABC and 1, 2, 3. So that was what I found myself doing at my early age. Or I was cooking or washing. Those were just what I was doing because they never gave me the opportunity to mix with other children. And it really shaped my life till now. I don't know how to mix with people. I find it very difficult because growing up, it was just me alone, either in the house. Then we go out, but they'll say, don't go out and just sit down. Maybe because they knew what was outside, they didn't want anything to hurt me. So that was how I grew up, basically. And I got a lot of love being the only girl. My father was always showering me with a lot of love. And my mother was always careful, don't go, don't do this, don't do that, going to school.
So what was your primary and secondary school life like?
Interesting. I attended Coca Primary School. Coca. I finished from there. It was a free education then. Then I attended Amuodofin High School at Mile 2. Our set was the 1988 set.
Wow.
That was when we finished secondary school. Then I was to get married immediately. Wow. But my mother, because my mother loved education, she wanted all of us to be educated. She wanted me to go back to school. But my father just wanted me to get married, being the only daughter. He just wanted, we didn't want a situation whereby I have any issue along the line, getting pregnant and what have you. But I went to Adeniro Ogunsoya College of Education. I did my grade 2 there before the NCE. Then I had a degree. It was a sandwich program because after my NCE, I was already married. So I had to do a part-time from the University of Lagos, guidance and counseling. It was normally during the long vacation we go, but at times weekends you could have lectures. They could bring in lectures for you to. Like the lecturers could just say they have time for you. You could come in for your lectures because the holiday period is not enough time for us. So it could shift into the weekend, but mostly the sandwich program is during the long vacation, which is a 3 months long program.
Hello, welcome to Up Close and Personal, a day in the life of a CEO, where we bring to you everything you need to know about your CEO.
Would you say it was frustrating when your dad asked you to get married?
No, because it was the in thing then in our time. So we didn't really have much say on the opinions of our parents or how they wanted us to live our life. They were the ones that would tell you what to do. It's not like now that children have says in what the parents want them to do. If your parents want you to go to school, you go to school. You are even privileged because most parents don't want the girl child to go to school. But when they said you will get married, I didn't really have any say in it. But my mother, being who she was, never wanted that for me. So I think I just followed what my mother wanted, and most times the woman is the owner of the home. It was what the mother wanted that will really take place. So my father was the one that was frustrated because he was seeing that his plan was not, well, there was a husband down already. So now the bride is not ready because my mother never wanted it to happen, and it never happened.
Hello, welcome to Up Close and Personal, a day in the life of a CEO, where we bring to you everything you need to know about your CEO.
So how were you able to handle 10 elder brothers, being a young lady that must have attraction from other boys outside?
It was fun because I'm somebody that likes protection. I was enjoying it, really. I was enjoying it because I see my brothers were not harsh. They were just protecting and loving. Even till date, they are still like that. So I enjoyed the protection. I enjoyed the love they were showing to me. So it was really, really interesting. So I was not really seeing anybody outside. I was seeing my brothers, and I was seeing, and when I didn't see them bringing in girls into the house. So it was like learning from them also. And like my elder brother would say, we are not damaging anybody's sister. Nobody should damage our own sister. Though even if they would have done it outside without my knowledge, but truly no, they were not bringing in any women into the house, or any girl was not coming to our house. And so I didn't have any reason. I go to school with my brothers, I come back with them. We go to school together. We're all in the same school. We're going to school together, and we're coming in together. So it was fun to me. I was a tomboy growing up. I was like a big guy because I put on their clothes, I move with them. Anywhere they are going, if they feel I should be there, they take me along. It was not sit at home, don't move totally.
A CEO is a Chief Executive Officer. The CEO is the highest ranking executive in a company or organization, responsible for carrying out strategic decisions, overseeing operations, and driving the company's success and growth.
So your brothers, your father, your mother, the roles of your family in general actually shaped your life and career now?
Yes, it did. And it did in a positive way. One, they made me know that as a woman, I needed to stand my ground in whatever I wanted in life. It was from them I knew. And they made me to know that there is nothing impossible for you to get in life as a woman. And discipline was top notch. You should do this. This is where you should go as a girl. Like when you see somebody going with peer, peer pressure has a lot to do with teenagers and youth these days. So I had my peer pressures at home, not outside. But the influence was really from the home. So when I see somebody outside going to night parties, because we're having night parties then, I don't know what's happening obtainable now. We had disco parties that we could go to. I couldn't go. I couldn't go there. I couldn't attend. There was no fun. They made me to understand that it was like a waste of your time and energy doing all those things. So it made me to be strong and to be able to stand on my own. And my mother, being a businesswoman, made me know that you can stand as a woman and make your own money. Because my mother was making her own money. She was not dependent on her husband. We never found my mother dependent on the husband. And we as children, out of my mother's business, we had our own business. She created businesses for us out of her business. So an average family, but we're not dependent on anybody. So it really molded me, and I grew up to the life of not depending on anybody for anything except God.
Your love life and memories.
Okay. I got married quite early. The courtship wasn't long because we were not privileged. He wanted marriage, so we came to the house and I got married. But I got married to a family that took me in as a daughter. Some of us might not be that lucky, but I was lucky to go into a family that took me in as a daughter. My father-in-law was a replica of my father. So while I stayed with them for some time before I started living back with my husband. I stayed with my father-in-law. He was, I don't know, anytime anybody asked him, we saw this lady, who is she? He'll just say, the daughter I had when I went to the city. You know, then they will go to the city, then they will come back home finally. And people were thinking I was truly his daughter until I started giving birth to children. So I really, because that was the kind of experience I had in my house, this kind of protection and love, I really liked it. So I fell in love with my father-in-law. And my husband had a stepmother. She's still alive. She's a loving woman. She knew I didn't like eating the swallow, so she would always buy this bread and keep in one area. And when my mother-in-law would make I said, you must eat it, and I don't want to eat it. I ate it yesterday, I ate it today, I don't want. The woman will not talk. She will just wait for everywhere to be, so that she will not cause any misunderstanding between myself and my mother-in-law. She will just give me the bread and Fanta. So she's still alive. She's about 100 years now.
Wow.
Yes, she's still alive.
100 years.
Yes, she's still alive. So she showed me so much love that I never saw her like my husband's step. I just took her like my mother-in-law. She was so loving and so caring, and that was how I stayed in the family and we gave birth. And she took my children like her own. Even she still called recently and she will still ask her the children. She still looks at me like the little girl.
She used to buy bread.
Yes, and she will say, please, so don't beat those children that are all grown up. So, but she's still like that. It was, I don't see those kind of families these days. But my family, my husband's family took me like a sister, and I'm still like that in the home.
A CEO is a Chief Executive Officer. The CEO is the highest ranking executive in a company or organization, responsible for carrying out strategic decisions, overseeing operations, and driving the company's success and growth.
Tell us about your baby steps, because you didn't just get here overnight.
Yeah, I started in an uncompleted building.
Wow.
I started the school, but there was something very significant about the day I started. I had 10 pupils. But I started in an uncompleted building, and I stayed there for about 6 months. I now moved to a rented apartment. We got 2 flats and we got children. The name then was Hilltop Montessori School. It was the first school in radio and the Y axis.
Wow.
The first private school in Radio Illinois Axis were the first day. And we started there. As I was running the school, my landlord now just came one day and said, mistress, will you want to get a land? I would love to, but I didn't have the capital then. And I called my husband and he said, how much is the land? I told him, and they gave me the money to purchase that first land. And the guy that sold the land to me still told me that this other part of the land, that they will leave it for me. They will give me 1 year to gather the money to pay for it. Because if that other part will not be enough for me at this time the school goes. I just felt, I knew it was the hand of God. I got home and I told my husband that this is what the people said. My husband said, are you sure they will leave it for 1 year? I said, they said they will leave it for 1 year. I said, and you are sure? I said, that is what they told me. He said, okay, and they left it for 1 year. And when it was a year, they added little money on what we initially agreed on, but we were able to pay for it. It was really a struggle for us to pay for it because it was not pre-planned. We didn't have that kind of amount, and we didn't have enough children. The estate was just developing. We didn't have more, and those that were coming, some of them could not even afford the little money we were asking them to pay. So for us to just tie down such an amount of money expecting growth, then we started in that place. But we made a mistake. We built a 4-bedroom flat. It was not a school structure. So when I now went in for I needed approval, I thought I got to Alausa and they gave me the list. I said, they needed a conventional school structure. And that is not even big enough. We needed like 12 classrooms. I didn't have up to 12 classrooms. We now cleared the bush and came here and built a makeshift building of 8 classrooms.
Wow.
That was later demolished, that gave us this structure as we started growing. We've said it in a sentence, but it took us about 10 years to get to where we are today.
Wow.
Because the children were not much, the fee was not so high, and we didn't have a good structure to bring in parents that could pay in that money. When they come in, they just go, and then schools were already springing up here. People that had money to set up schools, even though they were not educationists, were already coming up, setting up big schools, and parents, that was what they wanted. They were not interested in what you could give to the children. They were interested in the environment the children will stay. So we started building. Over time, this structure stood. And when some people in fact, they felt the structure just came overnight. They didn't know that it took us a long time, because we finished there, made it good, this makeshift building, used it for about a year or two, then we started this place. And we didn't demolish the makeshift building, we started the L shape. It was after we finished the L shape, we demolished the makeshift building and we got the new shape. So it took us that long, with a lot of sacrifice, to get to where we are today.
Hello, welcome to Up Close and Personal, a day in the life of a CEO, where we bring to you everything you need to know about your CEO.
Your working experience, how you worked your way up to being the CEO of Brother Schools.
I started from a classroom teacher. I taught in several schools before. I started up my own school. Started some school very close to my house because of my children, so that I don't go distance. I couldn't get a government employment, so I just dived into the private sector. So I worked in a school where my children all attended their primary school, and when they were moving to secondary school, I moved to another school. So, but I worked with a lady, don't have to mention the name of her school, that really opened my eyes into this private sector. Mrs. Edu of Wisdom Montessori School. I worked with her. She was a very strong woman. And one of the things she taught me was training. You train your teachers every time. That was how she was training us. She was so strong, and she never looked down on her husband. The husband was working beside her. She was the owner of the school. The husband worked in the bank and I think retired and joined her. But I just saw this selflessness in her. She was so selfless. She could do anything for the children. And we joined her and we were working. But she really trained me. She was the one that really trained me in Montessori. She paid for it. She would call in trainers from the Ministry of Education to come and train us in the school then. And when it was time to start up my school, I was using her books because she wrote books. I was using the Wisdom Montessori books of numbers and what have you. But as time was going, we were changing and growth. She could not meet up with the numbers of books we needed. That's the book she uses in the school, and other schools were already coming in to use it. But she was the one that really trained me in Montessori.
So your mentor?
Yes, she's Mrs. Edu. It's long before though.
How you built yourself to this point?
My family helped me. Then I attended a lot of trainings. And I have people around me that I look up to. The way they live, if it is, oh God, this is a role model, this is somebody you should emulate. The way the person speaks, the way the person handles issues when brought to them. So, but majorly trainings are some of the things that has really helped me in my personal growth and God also. So, because most times if you take God out of it, you won't be able to make it. So, believing in God, my belief in God, believing in His word, and believing in the doctrines that you get from God, that this should be done this way, this should be done this way. Those things have really shaped me, and I have this strong belief that there is nothing you want to achieve you will not be able to achieve.
Hello, welcome to Up Close and Personal, a day in the life of a CEO, where we bring to you everything you need to know about your CEO.
As we know, being a CEO is not an easy task, and as a woman, you are also a wife. So, how has your husband been supportive and implemented in your growth?
Like I told you initially that I'm a blessed woman, he has always been supportive, and he has never had this fear of me getting to the top and not being myself. He has never had that fear. And I also told you initially that he paid for the first land. He also paid for the second land, and we started building. He has his own job, his work he's doing, so he doesn't have time to be with me in the school every time. But anytime he comes back and I have any issue, I still relate to him. This is what has happened, this is what happened, and he will give me ideas or suggestions on how to go about it. He has, like I call him my secretary. Like I want to write a letter, I want to send the letter out, he will just send it and I will present it. And people will not know that here is being the one writing those letters. And monetary aspect also, when we fall into this financial difficulty at times, we still run back to him. I will need this. But you people are running this school. Where is the money? He will still help assist us, bail us out of those difficult areas that we found ourselves. But he has just been a supportive person in my life, like the strength behind everything I do. I went back to school married with children, and weekend when I'm going to school, he'll be the one in the house with the kids, and during the week I'm in the school. But luckily for me, the school has always been very close to the house. It's just from my house then to the school, and chips in one or two ideas once in a while also.
I must say, your husband is a pillar of strength for you.
He is. So the person behind there, that the unseen cameraman in the whole picture, he has just always been there.
So husband, you can see how this strong, beautiful CEO explains how her husband has been supporting her. Support your wives. They won't overshadow you. Support them. And
wife too, we should be submissive. We should always carry our husbands along and not be afraid that they will overshadow us. Also, if a man allows you grow, please be submissive.
Hello, welcome to Up Close and Personal, a day in the life of a CEO, where we bring to you everything you need to know about your CEO.
You said at first the name was Hilltop Schools. What made you change it?
Yes, when we started the approval processing, we needed to change. We found out that a school in Ikorodu, not even Lagos as a whole, was bearing that name, Hilltop. So we needed to change the name to Unique Prela.
Okay. Is there any hidden secrets about the name Prela?
It's just my name and my husband's name together.
Okay. So now you know why Unique Prela is Unique Prela. It's a mixture of our beautiful CEO here and her husband's name. Was there any time you felt like giving up, or the responsibilities were overwhelming and you just wanted to drop things?
Yes. You see, in this business, at times when you are in it, you find joy in the children, you find joy with the parent or but at times when we started the approval processing, I'm somebody that I just want, you tell me this, I give it to you. I don't want the turning. There was a day one of the inspectors came to the school and she asked a question. I was bereaved, so I just told her that I lost a brother, I lost a sister, I lost my brother's wife, that I was not in a very good frame of mind. And she just said, and so, I felt so bad. Is it because of this school? What is in the school? So I just felt, so when my husband, I said, I don't think I can continue with this business. They don't have sympathy for people. He now cancelled me. counseled me that day, and I felt better off. I started forging on. That was the day I really felt that what is in it? Why say so hurtfully a thing? I told you in the space of, you told me you were coming, and before you came, normally they will call you when they are coming, but before you came, this and this happened. That I'm not in a very good state of mind. Can my head teacher attend? And I said, it doesn't mean anything. It means a lot to me, because that vacuum, you will not come and feel it. So that was why I really felt hot, and is this what it entails? That, and maybe when you owe teachers, there was a time I was owing teachers and I couldn't pay, because the fee we were collecting then was so small and the children were not even paying. So most times we collect money from my own house allowance to pay. So, but it was not enough, and I said, but you have collected school fee, you should be able to pay. All these were just too much for me to bear, and I said, this thing is not really paying, maybe we should just stop it. But after all, we saw that it was just a test of time, it's a phase, and it will definitely pass. So
Hello, welcome to Up Close and Personal, a day in the life of a CEO, where we bring to you everything you need to know about your CEO.
Where or what would you say was the turning point in this journey?
Turning point. The first time my children wrote an external exam and they came out in flying colors. I don't believe in assisting children when they write exams. So that year, I just asked them, go and write. We wanted to see if what we were doing was, that was our first external exam. And when the result came, parents were asking, I was afraid to go and check. How do I go? Hey, what if they fail? What if they didn't do well? And when I got to where we checked their listing, I just saw their names, and I was so excited I even forgot that there was still remaining somebody that I didn't pick the name, because I was so excited. That means I'm touching people's life. That means something is really happening here. It was in two phases. That was the primary section, and the secondary section was the day I saw my students in the higher institution. There was this, I don't know how to explain how I felt that day. I was so joyous. He left school in June, July, August. We finished. And in December, I saw him. He said, "Mommy, I've gained admission." Oh God. It was like heaven on earth. I can really continue doing this. I was so happy. I didn't remember the stress. I didn't remember I didn't remember anything. I was just so overjoyed that a child or pupil from this school is in the higher institution, and not just any school, not a mushroom school, a prestigious school, and I was so happy. So that it was really joyful for me. It was really joyful.
Who is a CEO? A CEO is a Chief Executive Officer. The CEO is the highest ranking executive in a company or organization, responsible for carrying out strategic decisions, overseeing operations, and driving the company's success and growth.
I want to tell the young and upcoming CEOs that they shouldn't relent. that they shouldn't give up and they should have faith. That there is nothing is impossible if you believe. If you believe in God, if you believe in yourself, the sky is just the starting point. And whatever you believe or you feel you can do, please do it and do it well. Don't do it haphazardly. We don't copy anybody. We do our things. And we do it the way we feel we should do it, not the way other people are doing it. So if you believe in that, you can also do it and do it in your own way. Don't look at other people's way of doing things and do it. Do it your own way. Be unique in your own way.